Games have gotten bigger and more content-rich over the years, but quantity isn't the only reason we feel compelled to continue playing a title. A game also has to grip us with addicting and rewarding gameplay to keep us from stepping away from boredom. A well-told story also keeps us on the edge of our seats, waiting to see how things resolve. The games on this list exemplify the best of the best when it comes to huge worlds to explore, incredibly addicting gameplay, and gripping narratives. Here are 15 games that made you stay up all night playing. The Witcher 3. Even longtime fans of The Witcher couldn't have anticipated just how masterful The Witcher 3's open-world design and storytelling would turn out. To this day, The Witcher 3 stands as a benchmark for how to make side quests just as engaging, and in most cases even more engaging than the main quest of the game. I spent many sessions just exploring the immersive capital city of Novigrad alone.
Enough! I don't care how you do it, but the deliveries must be weekly.
Won't you stay for tea?
No. Besides, you've another guest.
Aha! A defender of the downtrodden. Greetings.
News gets around quick.
That it does.
It wasn't just the scope and quantity of things to see and do that made The Witcher 3 so great, it's the consistent quality throughout it all that made us not want to miss any of it. Metal Gear Solid 4 Guns of the Patriots.
Which makes you and me just cogs in a much grander schematic. I mean, someone obviously had to start the whole thing at the beginning, but now their law has taken on a life of its own.
A life of its own.
Yep. The country, the war economy, it ain't run by people. It's run by the system.
Guns of the Patriots is arguably the most story-driven Kojima game to date, and that's quite a commendable achievement. As the conclusion to Solid Snake's career right at the tail end of the timeline before Rising Revengeance, Guns of the Patriots really made the player soak in the breadth of its finality. The ending epilogue still holds the Guinness World Record for the longest cutscene in a game at a whopping 71 minutes. It's pretty hard not to stay up late playing Guns of the Patriots when its cutscenes pretty much rival a full-length movie.
And at last, those old evils will be gone. Once the source of evil returns to Zero, a new one, a new future.
Mass Effect 2. Widely regarded as one of the best games ever made by BioWare, Mass Effect 2 followed up on the first game and expanded on the lore and characters to an absurd degree. And it's not a slow-paced game by any stretch, featuring an intro that basically kills off the main character, changing the whole status quo for Shepard and his crew in the process. The breakneck pacing of the intro and the superb companion quest throughout roped in players to see Mass Effect 2 to the end. Yakuza Zero. As a prequel to the rest of the series, Yakuza Zero became the entry point for many new fans. Yakuza fulfills the potential of other story-driven beat-em-up games like Shenmue, giving players tons of minigames, side quests, and some truly zany moments within the seedy streets of Tokyo. Nowadays, it's not uncommon to hear Yakuza referred to as a benchmark for a certain type of tone. The tonal whiplash between zany and serious is a defining characteristic of the series, and it's difficult to stop playing it partly for that reason. World of Warcraft. WoW isn't the world's largest and most successful MMO without reason. The immense lore is easy to get lost in, and the sheer scope of the base game and its 9 expansions guarantee thousands of hours of playtime. WoW is showing no signs of stopping either, with every expansion slated to get the classic treatment at some point, and the recently announced trilogy of expansions, The War Within, Midnight, and The Last Titan, already scheduled to release in the coming years. It's no hyperbole to say that WoW can pretty much be a full-time job, without the pay of course, if you want it to be. Super Mario Odyssey. The gaming world got hooked by Swimsuit Mario and Cappy transformations when the previews for Super Mario Odyssey came out and couldn't let go after finally playing the game. Super Mario Odyssey has an open-ended structure divided between 17 large kingdoms. This focus on larger zones emphasized collectibles and exploration, a contrast to Super Mario Galaxy's more bite-sized planets. Mario Odyssey featured over 800 moons to collect, a number made more impressive by the fact that almost all of them involve clever puzzles and meaningful inventive gameplay. Minecraft. It's difficult to overstate Minecraft's importance in gaming. It really was the progenitor of the survival crafting genre so omnipresent today. You can build just about anything in Minecraft. It's essentially interactive Legos blown up to the size of entire cities. Players have built a one-to-one replica of the Titanic as well as the capital of Gondor from Lord of the Rings, just to name a tiny sample size of notable Minecraft creations over the years. The only limits in Minecraft are your time and imagination, making it one of the easiest games to stay up all night playing if you enjoy indulging your creativity. Red Dead Redemption 2.
Saved your life.
He did.
Hey, you're quite the hero, Arthur, ain't you?
Just a regular good guy, same as always.
What is it with you, Arthur? What is it?
I don't get you. Don't get you no more.
Oh, the doubting. The doubting. Come on, get him out of here. All of you.
Rockstar knows how to create realistic, detail-intensive open-world games, and nowhere is that more evident than with Red Dead Redemption 2. The first piece of info that I heard about the game was its wildly realistic depiction of the world. That, and a fresh debate on whether games should even go for such granular realism in the first place if it gets in the way of fun gameplay. All that aside, Red Dead Redemption 2 provides the most open-ended and engaging depiction of the Wild West in all of gaming. All with the superb level of realistic detail that Rockstar has been known for. Far Cry 3. Far Cry 3 was the entry that finally brought the genre the kind of acclaim Assassin's Creed had previously been enjoying. Special emphasis was put on characterizing the villain of the game.
Did I ever tell you the definition of insanity?
The open-ended Rook Islands were a treat to explore thanks to the variety of fun vehicles and the simulated wildlife ecosystem. We may look at Far Cry 3's open-world structure as bog standard today, but that's because it helped set that standard. Elden Ring. Melding From Software's Dark Souls formula into a giant open world sounded kind of insane before 2022, but apparently it works remarkably well. Elden Ring successfully adapts the hardcore action RPG gameplay across a seamless continent and fills it all up with mysterious lore and a stunning variety of monsters and characters. Whether it's fighting Melania for 3 hours straight or exploring every nook and cranny of the world, there's no denying the quality and quantity of content that From Software has presented gamers with in Elden Ring. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. It wouldn't be so hard to wait in between Final Fantasy VII chapters if the story just stuck to the original game with one-to-one faithfulness. But the developer wanted to freshen the experience for longtime fans by not only expanding the scenes and storylines of the original, but sprinkling in entirely new elements along the way. These new elements pull in longtime FF7 fans to see what's changed and what's remained identical to the 1997 classic. Rebirth marks the exciting middle chapter of FF7, charting Cloud and the team's journey outside of the tech metropolis of Midgar and out into the wide open world of Gaia. And an open world it is, as Rebirth expands the original FF7's overworld map with a modern-day open world filled with minigames, hunts, and side quests. It's really hard to pull oneself away from Rebirth once it gets going, and it's going to be even harder waiting for the final chapter in the Final Fantasy VII series to release. No Man's Sky. Despite a rocky launch caused by failed promises regarding multiplayer interactions, No Man's Sky has blossomed into a fantastic space exploration survival game. The procedurally generated universe of No Man's Sky contains roughly 18 quintillion planets that you can land on and explore with land vehicles, making it one of the largest games ever conceived. If exploration isn't your cup of tea, recent updates have added a robust base building system utilizing the wide array of materials found throughout the galaxy. Ghosts of Tsushima. Ghost of Tsushima is among the smoothest, most polished open-world games I've ever come across. Sure, the open-world structure is similar to others in the genre, but the slick sword-based combat, historically derived environments of Tsushima Island, and engaging story really makes Ghost of Tsushima stand out. Finding all the hot springs was made more palatable thanks to the innovative wind-based objective system and fun horseback traversal. Ghost of Tsushima was pretty much the Assassin's Creed in Japan that gamers have clamored for, and it delivers pretty much all that I could ever want from such a concept. Until Dawn. Until Dawn picked up where Telltale Games ended with a fascinating take on the branching narrative genre. Instead of focusing on super serious horror, Until Dawn takes the slasher flick route, with a tone akin to Cabin in the Woods. The experience is reminiscent of old choose-your-own-adventure books where your decisions can result in the death of your entire group. Some criticize the limited interactivity with this kind of game, especially faulting the QuickTime events, but Until Dawn provided some of the highest production quality and most meaningful branching paths in its class when it first released, making us stay up late as if we're binging a TV show. Kingdom Hearts 3. The hype surrounding Kingdom Hearts 3 at release was immense. This was the first major Kingdom Hearts game since 2012's Dream Drop Distance back on the 3DS after all. KH3 capped off the Xehanort saga, concluding the events springboarded from the very first game. The structure of the game left players begging for more plot development. I mean, the first 3/4 of the game largely just retells classic Disney tales and a little more. This left a large majority of the main story involving Sora, Roxas, and company to the end of the game like a carrot on the stick. Thankfully, the conclusion puts a satisfying cadence on the decade-long Xehanort saga, and the DLC gave us tantalizing hints as to what's next. Aside from the backloaded story hooking players to play all the way to the end, the gummy ship customization and wealth of combat enhancements makes KH3 the most fun entry in the series, and one that's very hard to put down. Hey, did you know that we at GamingBolt upload new videos every day? Stick around, drop a like, subscribe, and hit that bell, and let us know what kind of content you'd like to see in the future with a comment below.